Benjamin Rivers. I've got a feeling I might have played this game somewhere before, I just can't really think off the top of my head. Also, give us a shout if my audio is a little strange. I'm trying something new with my headset and I adjusted my microphone slightly so I don't sound like a, well, scrambling noise. Also got this feedback feature so I can hear myself like fraction of a second later, so it helps me regulate whether I'm yelling or anything like that. So, because I noticed in my last Kung Fury video, the audio is very scratchy, so didn't particularly enjoy that. So, this is home. Well, again, I'm waiting for another video to render, so let's just kill some time in the meantime. Let's join me in this journey. Game will be saved automatically. That's nice. Recommend that you put aside an hour and a half and complete an hour and a half. Sounds decent. They know what to do. Turn up the sound, turn off the lights. You know what? I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to turn off the lights. Reach my light switch. Turn up the sound. Okay. Maximum sound. Oh god. I can hear myself indefinitely now. Hang on. I just realised I actually turned the feedback sound up. I'm a professional, I swear. Oh god, this... No, I'm going to turn it down again. This music's too eerie for me. Okay, right. Okay, I can hear things optimally now. Let's go. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh, oh my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. I am a pixely man. Alright, stop racing around now. Oh, is that blood on the floor? Oh, that house. Where was I? Oh, that's a dead body, isn't it? Yeah. There was a body on the floor. Lying on the floor. Oh, wait. Can I read? I don't know. And that motorcycle. Damn it. Start again. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? With the gardener. I didn't recognize his face. He was still kind of warm. Oh, that's nice. Recently dead. Whoosh! Turn the volume down slightly. I'm not going to go down the stairs yet. Right. Yeah. Slip, slip, slip. Okay. Oh, I don't like those doors already. I'm one of those doors is going to be something like a jump scare. I know it. I'm scared to go forward now in case there's more cats. Oh, computer. The desk had a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open a drawer? Hell yes. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looks like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? Oh, is that it? What if I decided not to? Oh, I really shouldn't have been going through this stuff, getting my fingerprints everywhere. Why would I suddenly think that? If I'm in a strange mansion or house, why would I think about my fingerprints? I'm some sort of murderer, aren't I? Ew. Blood on a wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realised there was blood on my shoes and pants, and in my boxes. Oh man, I had to get out of here. What did I do? I'm a bad man. Every time I'm walking, I can hear a heartbeat. It's kind of creepy. I don't like that door, the way it thuds. Alright, let's go down. Look, I fell down the stairs. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. Rachel! I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Try to find a way home. Bookcase. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. It seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Okay. I'm not going to go through that yet. More downstairs. What's that? That shouldn't be doing that. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's a mouse. A thin grey mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Yeah, let's be a good guy. Don't know what benefit that held, but okay. Karma. A collection of rusty tools. These look like they were seen a lot of use and were caked in damp, smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? Someone regularly uses them. Someone does a lot of burying and digging. I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it had been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push it? Go for it. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. For a pixely game, it's a little... The atmosphere is kind of interesting. Oh shit, that's noises. I really heard that in my ear. The black and white photo looked like the man upstairs, and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? I probably shouldn't keep this photo on me, because it's bad enough I got blood on me, but go for it. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. Wonder what that faraway switch did then. It does look like I'm falling downstairs. It looked like hell. My clothes are torn and dirty, or the other way around, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. So I've been about. Whoa. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. I'm some sort of murderer. This couple barricaded themselves in. I murdered the gentleman. The wife is shitting hell. Come on, Rich. This is a pixelated game. I'm not gonna go in there yet. Can't believe that made me jump. Oh dear. Ah, right. That switch in the wall worked. The door had been unlocked. Oh. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I found a way out. I must have moved it, right? No, not yet. I left it alone, but I couldn't think of another option. Alright, we'll do that last. Let's be brave. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. Okay. The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been white to a sheen. I wonder if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning for him. Or did the cleaning or him, sorry. There was a photo development tray laying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. Thought I saw what looked like treetops. That it? Seemed odd that the tray had been left there, considering how clean the rest of the bathroom was. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna have to move that. Oh no! I didn't do that. Great. Okay. Oh, mouse! Oh, I've ran a trophy. Cause and effect. Oh, because I let the mouse go. Oh, little mousey. Is that it? There were sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a series of names were written down, but they were too smudged to read. Could only make out a few of the notes. Key card, locker. Last one, I promise. It didn't make much sense at the time. Alright, let's move this box in, I guess. Yes! I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. There was a ladder going underground, where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Yes, nothing else now. Was I hitting my head against a ladder? That's what it looked like. I looked again at the photo that I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Oh, sounds like I fell. Footprints in the dirt. Looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. More than one kind. Okay, there's a lot of people came through here. Places all over are marked on the old map of the town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even a water tower near the old rail station. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait, there were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. Oh, Rachel, please be okay. I wanted to rush home, but I had to find a way out first. I needed to see what else was down there. I kind of feel I'm saying this, talking about this in third person, like I'm reiterating it to someone else, but I'm acting it out, so interesting. Actually, it's gotten pretty dark in my room now, kind of a bit anxious. Oh well, there we go, hit my head. Oh god. It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? There's a ladder. Ooh, is a desk, a door. There's a desk and a door. What? This is a living area? This desk looked old and was caked in grime. It was a stack of old faded paper covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out and illegible notes were written beside them, found in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Here, oof, A. Ah. Heather? Something. That's right. No. Ron. I think these might be women's names? Oh, no, maybe not. I thought that the fourth one down might have been Rachel for a second, but maybe not. Oh, huh. None of it made any sense to me. No, neither to me, bud. No worries. I'm not going to go into that yet. Crudely made shells. It looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn out and slick, but I could still see the warnings. Not sure what that is. Oh, it's a ladder. Go back up. Back up. Ooh, that's a cage. That's a cage. It looked like a cage? It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Yeah, it's probably not a good thing. Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wood and rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Oh dear. Ah, that's a skull on the floor. That's hanging rope, I'm pretty sure. There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like the clothes of the woman that was wearing in the photo I found. Is this the man's wife? Looks like she was hung up as well. I thought that was a person then. Oh god. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. The hell were they doing here? Someone's obviously stalking me. Someone's obviously stalking. Shit. Yeah, someone's obviously stalking me and Rachel. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. That's how my leg got broken. He must have fell down that ladder. Please say someone else heard that too. That was in my ear. I just looked around and I thought something was here. Shit. Okay, right. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. I don't like this so much now, especially the lights turned off. Oh dear. I had the rope now. There must have been a use for it around somewhere. Okay, let's use the rope. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. It's gonna snap, isn't it? Ugh. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. Go back up? Yeah, I could. Yeah. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. Oh, nice. My god, that is loud as anything. Fuck. My hands tingle from the burn of sliding down that rope. It was lucky I found that. Who knows what would have happened if I had jumped down. Probably would have died. Still, it was all I could do to not have rushed out of that awful place. That rack, those terrible tools. What the hell was going on back there? The metal door groaned as I leaned into it, causing my heart to skip a beat at the sound. As I peered ahead into the dark of the next room, worried that I should have taken that gun I saw. Wait, there was a gun? Me with a gun? I didn't remember seeing a gun. There was dirt on the ground, it looked wet. There was grass smeared within it. It looks like an exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through here, but it was so high up that must have been a sore landing. Ah, that's how my leg got injured. You'd hear a faint trickling sound like water. What was that? Exit. Kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. But I did. I take the knife. That's going to be more incriminating evidence against me. But let's go for it. Somehow the knife seemed a better idea than the gun in the tunnel. Fuck! I might have to turn light on. It's getting really dark in here. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from the inside. I can see something in the shadow. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure, but I thought it's some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yeah, go for it. Oh, at least it shut it up. As I can see handprints from previous use, probably from whoever worked in those sewers. One, two. Alright, it's still locked. Valves before, did I turn it? Yep. 3 and 4 in here. Huh? Whatever these valves did, this one wasn't pumping water anymore. Still active, did I turn it again? Oh, so I had to keep turning it until it stopped. Okay, so stop all the valves basically. This one completely stuck. Door's still locked. Okay. did I come in from? Came in through this door, didn't I? Right. My leg ached just thinking about it. Yeah, that's why your leg's hurting. Oh. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. I'm guessing I can't go up there because this is the way that this guy came in and hurt his leg. Exit. Turning those valves must have drained the water that was in this room. There was a ladder I could reach. Oh, there's water. There we go. One step ahead of the game. Looked like the water drained out of the grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Shall I take it? Yes. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped I had no idea what it might open. Open this door. If only. Safety post had definitely seen better days. How odd was this facility? The door was locked. I could see a faint light within. Found another dead body, a sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a keyring sticking out the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes. I thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked up the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. There was a security camera in the room. There have to have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. Do any of you guys still know what a VHS tape is? Yep. Look it up. Enlighten yourself. Also, for the one viewer that I can see I've got at the moment, please give us a shout if the audio's bad. Okay. There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near the exit. But I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do? What was the videotape I found? Can I go back? So I'm pretty sure there's... No, that was it. Oh wait, no, there was that locked door, wasn't there? I used a keyring to unlock the door. The shelf was full of security tapes. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organised through covered in dust. It looked like the tape I found was the one that was missing from the shelf. There was a dusty VCR on a security desk. I wonder what was on that VHS tape I found. Did I play the tape? Probably don't want to see, but let's go for it. Oh no. The video showed a man right there in the sewers being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched like somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been two men. Couldn't stand and watch that video again. So I just recorded it and put it on YouTube. Must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. The knife I now carried in my boot weighed heavily upon my mind, as did my sore leg. The thought of that videotape, though, still gave me the chills. Who was it that didn't want to be seen? And what was in that locked room? As I climbed that ladder, I felt terrible need to get out as soon as possible. Reaching the top, I pushed on the heavy lid above me, and the putrid smell of that sewer gave way to the scent of pine trees. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's not nice. This is opposite of nice. There's eyes in that. I saw eyes. Yep, there's eyes. What is that sound? Oh, that was agony to the ears. Really don't like this right now. I tried the little key I had fished out the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. Oh. Okay. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Right, let's go back through. Ow! Through this first. Ow! This must be the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I seen. Whoever's poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. What did I just do? Okay, this is like... This place is big. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. What? Okay. Wonder if I can find my way around. Shit, what was that? My controller vibrated then as well. There was some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Yep. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names. Those are those names from... Oh, Rachel is there! Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, and Rachel. Rachel? Her name was last on the list and it had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. There's rustling everywhere. A few embers still burned within the fire pit. Who was camping here? Was it? One of the two folding camping chairs was knocked over, and there was beer spilled everywhere. Where did the campers run off to in such a hurry? There was a cheap two-person dome tent. Through the screen of the front I could see two sleeping bags, backpacks and a small cooler. I peered into the tent around a campsite, kept thinking about the names in that book. Go this way first. Right, that's that same building. I'm gonna have to try and remember where I've been and where I haven't been. I don't think I've been here. No, I haven't. Don't look. No, no. Right, I probably don't want to go in there yet. 1, 2. So I want to go with this one first. Oh. Sign was the same as the first one I'd seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I don't want to exit yet. I'm trying to go back a bit because there's other entrances I probably missed. So is it? Oh no, don't want to be here. It's the second one in I want to go to. Okay, yeah, that was the other side of that. Let's go back a bit. Right, yeah, so that's the beginning part. That running water's loud. The dry old picnic tables sat lonely amongst the trees. They had carvings and marks from years of previous campers. So I tried to read some of the names and the marks, but I idly thumbed the knife I'd found. If I wanted to, I could have carved something onto that table. Did I? Go for it. With a few crude strokes, I etched a simple design into the wood, R and H. I felt like a teenager defacing a table. The path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross? Go for it. Of anger, the waters were... Two bodies, two young women, were half dug into a hastily shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. They deserved better than that. Did I clean up the gravesite? Yeah. I tried to cover them up a bit more, and I closed the eyes of the young woman. I fashioned a crude marker. I wasn't sure why, but I felt like I had to do something. Girls weren't carrying ID, so I couldn't determine their names. I only hoped that whoever had done this had done it quickly. Probably me. I wondered now if they had a phone or something at their campsite. Maybe I should call for help. I'm gonna have to do something else on this side from what I can see. I'm not sure if that should be a trophy. I mean, I'm kinda lost now, I must admit. So should I go back to that campsite? See if I can find it again. What is that rumbling sound? Is that like water? Very frightening sounding water. The campsite was here, wasn't it? No. Oh, maybe not. I'm lost. I'm so lost. Maybe it was this one. Maybe not. Oh lordy, I'm so lost. Oh, do I really want to go in here? The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. It's been recently used. There was a damp smelling plank leaning against the stall door. Might have been able to cross the river with it. Might have been. Okay. Didn't I already cross the river? I thought I already went across the river, so I don't need to cross it again, do I? I don't want to exit there yet. I want to try and find that campsite. And maybe try and go across that river again. If I get something new because I got this plank of wood. Oh wait, it is a campsite. Nope, suffocating. Olivia and Daphne. So Olivia and Daphne's already been done. This is so freaky. I just want a crew bridge, but I wasn't sure if it would hold. Did I use it? Yeah, go for it. Okay, yeah, so it's just another way of getting across there. Yep. Okay, so we may as well exit this part now because I'm pretty sure the catch I'm using is some sort of murder of amnesia. The amnesia, right? A murderesia. Murderesia. Use a murderesia. There you go. This way. And I think. There we go. Ow! Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. Where were the campers who had abandoned their campsite? It was Rachel and Olivia. Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Something's going to jump out at me, I know it. Any moment now. Alright, here it comes. Okay. Ow! As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory, where I'd worked as a machinist? Alright, for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago. Now, times were better then. Thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Ah! That is a noise. Alright, I don't want to go in here yet. Let's go this way first. Okay. Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. It was mine. I bought it on a trip out west with Rachel. I barely went a day without wearing it. Didn't look like it worked anymore, and it was heavy. Did I take back my watch? Yeah. Even though it no longer ran, I clasped the watch around my wrist. Look at this guy. Not another victim. I took it from his uniform that he was a security guard here, just doing his job. His head had been severely beaten, and his face was covered with blood. The doors in this game are annoying. Okay. Okay. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. VHS tape. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box inside. Okay, let's go through this one. Okay, there's a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front door. Danger, closed for repairs. Right. So I guess I go upstairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotten. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman. He was one of the older guys on the line. He was a nice guy, Norman. Pretty normal. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. I must have got fired from here. Almost scared to go forward. Right. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push it? The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was just scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. So this is a bit like the valves. It was shut tight. There's a rusty looking card slot on the inside, so I need a key card. I didn't like how slowly that loaded in. Oh, not another one of these. The door's been safely boarded up. Okay. As soon as I come back here, it's going to be open. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on a shelf. Did I take the hammer? I took the hammer. I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. That's how the security guard was taken out. I'm basically setting myself up to be arrested. Yep. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom there was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Yep. Slip the key card into my pocket. I'll just put that in my basket. Huh, weird. Generator's on. Cool. I think it's kind of nice hearing this background noise. It's a bit more reassuring, at least. It's a bit too quiet for my liking. Okay, maybe that wasn't really reassuring. Struck with the hammer, the old wooden boards came apart easily. After I removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. this was my locker. There in the factory. Stank of booze. There's a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like he had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. There was a mess of empty booze bottles. I wonder if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at this place. Right, I think it's a keycard door. Or maybe not. The keycard I found seemed like it would pass through the reader. Did I use the keycard? Some kind of ventilation hatch here. It looked like I can jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it is. But I could see another option. Did I jump? Yes. Oh, ouch. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily, and it was hard to make out. I tried to read the letter. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need Norman. Who was Norman writing to? Oh wait, no, that was out of a room. Get out of the factory, glad to be rid of it, smell of memories. Couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was that guy I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? Who had routed through all those lockers? Couldn't tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I needed to get to a road to get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. It still wasn't that far from the turn off to the factory, if I remember correctly. Oh, locked. Oh, there was that room. The power generator's the door opened, didn't it? Oh. Maybe another playthrough. I'm hearing things all over the place. Whoa! It sounds like you crashed into the fence. Oh, it's too quiet. I was hoping we see the last of those doors. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. I'd entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for a faint sound of a television. The hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung in a rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing here? Well, I think Rachel and Norman have been seeing each other. Oh. There was a well-maintained gun cabinet in here in Norman's room. Didn't know much about guns, but it looked like he kept a few hunting rifles. Oh dear. Ah, don't pull the chain yet. TV was still flickering some indecipherable channel. Couldn't make out what was on the screen. That glow just gave me the chills. Oh, it's Norman. Oh no, couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker, and one of my few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside me in his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been stabbed or something trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserve better. You probably did. I'll close your eyes. Closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think about anymore what was going on. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough. There were water rings around 2 cups. Still there in the wood. Kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through the mess, did I? Yeah, of course. I found a hairpin amongst the rotten food and trash and pocketed it. I think Norman was... I think I kind of gather what was happening. Norman and Rachel were doing a bit of the noise behind my back. I went ballistic and tried to hide her body and accidentally killed another family, and that's how I ended up at the other first place. Alright, let's pull it down. Gave the chain a single tug. A simple folding ladder to the attic folded up. More ropes. There was a large cardboard box that had been sealed. Did I open it? I opened up the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things. More of my wife's clothes. Photos, shoes, even that old radio I gave her. My Rachel. What were you doing here with Norman? Oh yeah, I've been in this room before. Rachel's coat. It's kind of weird that the coat hanger rack is upstairs. Right, that was the entrance, I think. Used a hairpin to pick the lock. Hairpin snapped in halfway, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. Had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. Never went here much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. That night continued to take a horrible turn after another horrible turn. It had been weeks since I'd last seen Norman. To find him like that. I could have done that to him. Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long have they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions and no answers. I was so close to home. It was time to find out the truth. Is this my place? Oh, which one's my home? It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. It was locked tight. This wasn't my house either. I don't know if this was my house. Or even this one. I definitely know this is not my gate. Well, I'm guessing this is probably the house, so I'll go here. Oh, wait. Okay. Go back. Oh, I probably missed another, like, important thing now. That door only led me back. I had to find my house. Neighbourhood's local postbox. A letter was sticking out, as if someone hadn't pushed it in all the way. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yeah. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with. He is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him. Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me? Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me? Maybe it'll work out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. That's probably where my character probably went ballistic. I'm too afraid to go through these doors because I don't want to progress too... Oh, okay. That's probably my door. Oh dear, I wonder what gave that away. This wasn't my house. This wasn't my house. There is my house, I recognise that blood. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding. It chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. You have a creepy fucking garden. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing and ragged strained. I turned the volume down because frickin' hell, this sound is ominous. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power is off. I've been having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday? Or sometime before? The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out there. I needed to see if Rachel was here. The door to the basement, it was locked. Where had I put that damn key? Yeah, let's go upstairs then. This is freaky. A television. I purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. Felt pretty guilty about it afterwards. By then it was already too late. shut. There's an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Don't know why I'm describing it like this because it's my house. Books were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked more like the man in that house and some of the same books as I did. My wife's Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yeah. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this what you are going to do with Norman? The mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. A sink which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck. I hadn't got round to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old clawed footed bathtubs. My laptop had been left on, and you only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There's a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. Maybe there's an open my old-fashioned lock in that door. I pocketed the key. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's a basement key. Oh, don't want to go to the basement now. Oh, sure, I want to go this way. Oh, old Christmas decorations in the box. Garbage bags are stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. Dirty old key here. Did I take it? Yep. Took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Upstairs. Got old clothes and tools and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I haven't finished it yet, so the door was stuck. The drywall was poorly installed. Might have been able to break through if I had something heavy enough. Grimy key I found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There's no crowbar on the floor. Did I take it? Yeah. A heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Like my penis. Well, I kind of know what this is going to be used for. But do I want to? I'd be too afraid to find out. Okay. Did I break through the wall with a crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Okay. She's behind drywall, bud. She's not okay. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. Terrified to she even touched the pile to see what lay within. But I knew what I had to do. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I'd seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? No. The rags were all wet, matted, covered in dirt and grime, but inside that tattered mess was no sign of my beloved wife. Rachel wasn't there. I looked around in confusion, trying to figure out what to do next. She wasn't there. Where was she? What had I been searching for this entire time? I remember the look on Rachel's face when I came home, didn't I? The awful realization hit me right in the gut. I'd been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? It's what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel there. I won't find her anywhere else because she was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just a dull ache now. I sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning, and the ache I felt before was near crippling. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion, and as I tried to grab hold of something that would make sense of all this, I must have drifted off. Wonder if what happened if I put yes that our body was there. I guess these books were actually all mine. It was a photo of the other man and his wife that I found in that house. Were those really his wife's remains in those tunnels? It certainly seems so. What did I think? Did the other man murder his wife and bury her in those tunnels? No. I couldn't be sure. Could have been another victim. After all, he was dead when I woke up. Shards of that broken mirror, I could see my face. Gaunt now, hollow and sickly and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamed up? The truths were waiting to be exposed. It was the key card I found in that factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at that plant? I think Norman was going back to the factory? No. No, somebody else was using that locker room, but who? The laptop had finally run out of power. Damn it, I lost my charger. There's a lot of yes and no's in this. Am I thinking, is this going to be like a multiple ending sort of thing? The dirty faded glass had looked nothing like more than a faint shadow. I don't even want to take a bath. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep the tub. Am I just a loony bin? Or can I be a loony bin? Maybe I can make Rachel real or not real. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. I used a digital passcode, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I left it somewhere. Names written alongside those old marks in different colours, printed in a notebook. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, and Rose. I recall all the names I saw scratched out on the old desk deep within those musty tunnels. There's a man in the house really up to something. Hang on. I think this room changed. Letter I had taken from the post box. It had gotten a bit wet in the rain. But if... Who wrote that letter then? Who was Norman seeing? Oh no, Norman. If I was wrong about Rachel, then what about him? Did I do that horrible thing to him? No, I couldn't have. I clearly wasn't seeing things correctly, but no. I could never do something like that. I had that old TV for so long, I don't know if I could ever replace it. Hang on. The scenery's changed, hasn't it? Because this was a brand spanking new TV before. At least I think it was. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house at any moment. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? No, not yet. I didn't deserve to go. Not just yet. New breakfast is I'll be eating there completely alone. Yeah, it's not too bad. This is weird. So I can either choose to leave the house, but I feel I should go back to that basement. There's got to be something else. I don't believe my character's crazy enough to... I was guilty. I can take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yeah. Took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. The wall was cracked and pitted. I was told by the inspector the basement had been partially filled in before I bought the house. By the look of that wall, I was going to need to fix the foundation. Everything smells musty and old down there. I'm confused now. Pretty sure I broke open that door, didn't I? So, hang on, I am confused to buggery. It can't be all the rooms. Actually, is this even his home? No, it's not. No, there's a broken mirror there, I guess, but we smashed open that floor, the wall at the bottom floor in the basement, so surely this is weird. This is a bathroom, isn't it? There's nothing here. Sure, there was going to be a reason to keep going. So what did you think? Should I just end this misery? Whoa, okay, dude. No, you say so. I can kill him off if I want to. Maybe I should go in the back garden and see if I can. Actually, see if there's anything here first. It was pounding. What sound? My voice? your voice. Huh. I'm just gonna adjust the microphone for a second. Current application. So, is it still kind of low now? Oh well, there's nothing much to hear anyway. It's just mostly reading. I don't get that because I bashed open the. Or did he just imagine all that? Is he just imagine all of this? Well, I know my voice sounds better. It's because I think the microphone was turned down too low. Oh well. Think so. Musty down here. I'm actually kind of freaked out because we bashed down that wall. Knew I needed to escape that nightmare. What about the knife I still carried? I wondered even if I left it, would it really be over? So did I leave that house forever? Yes. Okay. Since I arrived in town, things have been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. Kept me in line, gave me something to do, helped me get away from my past. The factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It's almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense sometime after that. My memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Wouldn't it even be possible to bounce back from everything that had happened? Everything I'd seen? You know, in a way, I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. What happened to that other man I found in that old house? Had I killed him? Is that why I was locked in that room? Or did you... After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. Who was it that was attacked? That forest, though, was no escape either. That notebook especially left me trouble. I remembered seeing a similar list on that desk back in the tunnels. Who were the girls mentioned there? I suspected there was more to those woods than I knew, or had no intention of going back. Anyway, Norman couldn't have been the one going back to that factory. So who else could it have been? Maybe that other man I found. Maybe it was just that guard all along. You know, you've really screwed me up. I feel like I can't trust a damn thing I've seen anymore. I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point until the factory, things had only gotten worse. Then going to Norman's store. That's where the confusion and doubt started to set in. That's when my perspective on all this really started to change. Damn it, Norman. What were you doing with Rachel? I mean, what was going on? If all this was a lie, then what was really happening? Someone had killed Norman in this store, but it wasn't me. Who else could have wanted him dead? As painful as all of that was, oh no, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I'd seen and done, finally coming home was supposed to be the end of this entire ordeal. I had no idea, though for that thought it was only beginning. The silence in the house when I first stepped through the kitchen door. That should have been my first clue. To think that I went through all of that, completely unaware of what I would discover. Did you know before the end? Did you mock me when you finally showed me the truth? You don't know what it's like to have everything ripped from you in a heartbeat. How could I possibly go on? Now knowing what I do without Rachel, even the thought of Rachel, I was truly lost. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and the closeness of the air. After everything, it felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth, I'll give you that. But now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that had kept me going. I was sure word would get out, and soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? So, okay. I kind of figured it out. This is a multiple ending game. And I just made my character go crazy. He found himself in a building, having a journey all the way home, looking for his wife, thinking his wife had cheated on him and with his best friend. But then I made it home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back. Nice. But yeah, in the end, I've made him rethink his whole life because what he thought he had a wife and all that wasn't even real in the first place, and that's a bright screen. So if maybe I'd said yes, I did find my wife in that pile of rags, would she have been there? And would it have turned out I've killed my wife out of jealousy for cheating on me? Kind of eerie. And plus there was a few rooms that I didn't get to, thinking I was able to go back, but it turns out I wasn't able to go back. Motorcycles. And maybe if there might be another ending for me not looking at anything at all, just going all the way home. Press X now. Yeah, I think next time I might decide to play this with the lights on because that was kind of freaky. But yeah, that was home, guys. Hope you enjoyed going home with me. Does anything happen? Ah, no. So it just starts from the beginning again. So I might do this again another time. Try and play it differently. I might do the next playthrough is not pick up any items at all and just go straight home, see what that does. So thanks for joining me. Sorry about the audio quality. Um, guess I'm still new to this. Oh well, thanks for joining me and take care, guys. Bye bye.